Away from that, the House of Representatives has resolved to investigate alleged smuggling activities by personnel of the Nigeria Customs Service. The House took the decision at a plenary session on Wednesday following the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance sponsored by the member representing Badagry Federal Constituency, Lagos State, Oluwaseun Wingan. Wingan cited an incident involving a journalist in Badagry, Lagos State, earlier this month, who was assaulted while attempting to make a video recording of activities at a location he described as a smuggling zone. The lawmaker who moved the motion raised eyebrows over the behavior of the customs officers. The motion has, however, been referred to the Committee on Customs and Excise. And now to the oil sector. Dangote Refinery and Neptune Oil have announced the first export of premium motor spirits, commonly known as petrol, from Dangote Refinery, Africa's largest oil refinery, to Cameroon. This milestone, achieved through a strategic collaboration between the two companies, highlights their commitments to fostering stronger economic ties between Nigeria and Cameroon while addressing the region's growing energy demands. Aliko Dangote, president and CEO of Dangote Group, said the first export of PMS to Cameroon is a tangible demonstration of the company's vision for a united and energy-independent Africa. The partnership between Dangote Refinery and Neptune Oil goes beyond this initial export, according to the firm. To discuss this, we are joined by a development expert, Gbolahan Olojede. Thank you so much, Mr. Olojede, for joining us on the news.
Yeah, good morning.
Okay.
Nice to be on the program.
All right, it's nice to have you around on the news. For you, let's understand this export of PMS to Cameroon. How do you think it will impact the regional energy market, particularly in terms of fuel supply and pricing?
I think it's one of the best things to have happened to that business and to Nigeria, and I think Africa as a whole. Africa is not doing enough trade within the African continent in itself. So we need to do more trade with ourselves as a continent, as a people. And being able to import product from Nigeria as opposed to from Brazil or Kazakhstan is a major shift. So I say congratulations to Dangote. It also now means that we are able to earn, Dangote is able to earn foreign exchange, exporting products from Nigeria. In terms of pricing, it is expected that it should be cheaper to move products from Nigeria to Cameroon, which is a country that is directly beside Nigeria, than to go and get a vessel from Asia or Latin America or Europe to bring product to Nigeria. So there should be some savings on logistic cost by exporting to Cameroon.
Okay, well said. I'd like you to switch on your visual so that we can see you while you continue to respond to us. While you do that, okay, yeah, you're there right now. Let's now look at issue around foreign exchange earnings, overall economic growth, and probably job creation for Nigeria and probably South Africa and those along the value chain. Do you think there would be some sort of improvements in that for the countries?
Definitely. Like I mentioned as part of my earlier comments, the fact that we are exporting to Cameroon means we are getting some foreign exchange earnings from refined products. So refined products will now start to contribute more to the foreign exchange earnings of the country. Hitherto, it was crude oil, and maybe a few tiny contributions here and there. Beyond that, it's also the fact that the success of Dangote refineries has implication for job creation in Nigeria, both direct job and indirect job. It will also help on the Cameroon side of things. Hitherto, there has been a racket around all sort of smuggling activities because of the subsidized product in Nigeria that gets smuggled to the neighboring countries and all the rest. I think with the subsidy out of the way, with product being available by from Dangote Refinery, some of these activities will also take a turn from the illegal activities in and focus more on the legal side of things, which is just exports to Cameroon and earn foreign exchange. And I just hope that we can extend what has happened to Cameroon to other parts of Africa as well. And also extend it even beyond oil and gas.
Okay, so when we consider these extensions vis-a-vis the global discourse around renewable energy, a movement from fossil fuel to alternate energies or alternative sources of energy, and we're looking at the energy sector, we're looking at the impact of climate change, would it not be counterproductive by the time the conversations become robust, whereby we now see people moving away from oil as a source of powering businesses and the economies to other sources of energy?
Okay, you would assume that is everybody that believes in global warming and those climatic things. One of the biggest players in the world decision making is President Trump, or he's going to be President Trump. He doesn't believe in global warming. There will be a lot of fossil fuel related activities coming from that end by virtue of his presidency. Apart from that, there is this embracement, I will call it, of this climatic change issues. There is a side to it that is not good for us as a country with so much of that resources on our side. We are literally being asked to jettison what we have been blessed with and embrace an importation of those things that we don't have. Right now, we have fossil fuel, we have gas in abundance. Let us, rather than thinking of how we're going to jettison this, see more of how we're going to make it count for us in the short to medium term, and now we are going to transit away over the long term into wherever the world's direction is going. As it is today, all those pressure around fossil fuel is let's jettison it and all the rest, I don't think that the world will get to that position even in another 30 years.
Okay, so what about the other 4 refineries? Do you think they can replicate this feat that Dangote has achieved? Is there a possibility?
I'm not so sure that they will have the efficiency of a modern refinery. But let's see what happens. With the one that has been revamped in Port Harcourt, the first and oldest refinery, we saw that the price of product was even much more than the Dangote Refinery. Is this what we're going to see when the others are done? Is there a chance that a refinery that is 30 or 40 or 50 years old will be able to compete with a 1-year-old refinery in terms of efficiency, technical efficiency? I have my doubt. At the same time, the fact that they will be producing means we're going to have a bigger pool of production of refined products coming out of Nigeria. And that is a blessing as far as exportation of refined product is concerned. If this happens, we will earn more foreign exchange, we will conserve more foreign exchange, and it will help the stability of the Naira.
Well, one will hope that that will actually trickle down to Nigerians who are hoping that the price of petrol would probably reduce, and that can also reduce a bit of inflation, the inflationary figures that we've seen in the country, but we don't know if that would eventually come into play. But thank you so much, Gbolahan Olojede. It was nice talking to you.
Thanks for having me.